Hi, this is Shelly Kemp with Empowering Yourself Through Innovative Practices, EYTIP, Self-Empowerment LLC, living a purpose-filled life blog, vlog, podcast series. This week's episode is titled Finding Joy in All the Right Places. What is joy? Well, for me, it's precious moments like this when my kitty cat comes up to say hello. It's precious moments of companionship between me and someone I love. It's that synchronicity where we're, on the same plane, thinking the same things. We're completing each other's sentences. Like this past Saturday, my husband was busy creating this perfect meal for me. He spent all day chopping vegetables and layering flavors, and I hung out with him in the kitchen, and we were laughing and talking back and forth. I'd give him what he needed when he needed it. He and I finding a black and white movie we haven't seen before. Not very long ago, I woke up with a scratchy throat and a headache, and we just spent the whole day in bed watching old black and white westerns. We were eating junk food. The day goes into the category of those precious moments. Kind of like this right here. Not very long ago, he and I spent 2 whole days tearing up an old fence that had fallen over during Hurricane Harvey. I used a deck blaster to rip those boards, and he tore the nails out with a hammer. And we spent 2 days doing that, but it was just wonderful. We had the best time. We had blistered fingers, and we were just in such sync, Or how about when my bestie and I are going on a road trip together and we're singing praise songs at the top of our lungs? Or when she and I are laughing so hard over, one of our excellent adventures, and we're pee-pee laughing. We're laughing so hard that our sides hurt. It's, those precious moments with full hearts, full belly sometimes, and the smiles that stretch across our faces. We live near the Gulf Coast, and it's nothing for us to drive down and just put our toes in the waves. Breathing in that salty air from the Gulf. It just creates such joy. But I'll tell you, some of my most favorite moments are sitting out on the back porch watching the squirrels steal bird food from the bird feeder. My dog will ignore them until he realizes I'm outside, and then he takes off chasing them out of the yard. That's precious moments for me. It's joy is laughing with my husband as we're running out into the rain, and we'll even wash each other's hair with shampoo out in a pouring down rain. My mom, she wasn't the best example for finding joy. She, for her it was those elusive moments in time where she would save for a whole year for these elaborate vacations we'd go on. There goes my kitty cat. And the vacations were awesome. I mean, it was just, we go amazing places, but she'd scrimp and save for the whole year. And then we'd even go into debt so we could travel somewhere for a week or two. And then as the vacation days would dwindle down, she would lose her joy. I would just watch that smile disappear from her face. And then it'd be over, and she'd be in credit card debt. It was just this cycle of scrimping and saving for a temporary fix, only to repeat it again the next year. Clubs and bars were never a joyful place for me. Not that I'm a holier than thou kind of person, but being in those places just left me feeling out of sync. Maybe it's because I'm hearing impaired or whatever, and I couldn't follow conversations. I'm completely deaf in my left ear. So, it just wasn't a place where I felt comfortable. And it just left me feeling inauthentic and unfulfilled. So for me, finding joy in those kinds of places, it wasn't possible. Moments of creativity fill me with such personal satisfaction. I relate satisfaction with joy, for real. Every painting, every carving that I do, every piece of furniture I create is created with a happy heart, and I have such joy then when I give it away. I don't keep my art. I give my art away to other people. A place of work should be, for me, a place where you have that personal satisfaction and joy. But, when I was close to the end of my career as a school administrator, I temporarily lost that part of myself. It was a burden to deal with that constant tension that was going on in our workplace, and the workplace the culture was damaged by some drama that was going on. And it was one day, not very long before I submitted my resignation, we were having this after school elementary dance, and we were putting up pictures, decorations for the photo booth that we were going to have. And this little girl and I were posing as our photographer was, seeing if the pictures were in the right place. And I reached up. This little girl and I were being silly, and I reached up and I felt my face. It felt weird, and I was like, "What in the world? Why does my face feel weird?" And I was smiling. I hadn't been smiling in a while, and for me, smiling is such a natural thing. I'm always laughing, always smiling. But during that period of time, I was so out of practice that my face felt unnatural. So have you lost that sense of satisfaction in your career? That sense of joy and purpose? I got to tell you, now that I'm out of it and I'm back home and I'm living this purposeful life, I found my purpose. I got my smile back. I'm back in sync with, my reality. And if you are if you're feeling out of sync and you don't have that purpose anymore, have you checked out my post? It was titled, "Is it time for you to change your oil strategies for self-restoration?" In that post, you're going to find a bunch of surveys, and I even put a purpose-filled workbook in there. I'm going to attach the workbook to the blog attached to this post, so you can look at that too. You can download it. It's free. But reach out to me if you're still looking for your purpose. If you've lost that joy and in your career, I can help, possibly. I've been there. I was in the trenches, and I found a new purpose, and I've been through this whole process. So if you forgot how to smile, we can get that smile back on you. So contact me. We can chat. My email address is eytip@selfempowerment.online. That's my email. Or my website is https selfempowerment.online. That's my website. And in the website, you're going to find all sorts of posts that I've done for living a purpose-filled life. You know what? And then tune in to my next episode of the Living a Purpose-Filled Life series, Finding Inspiration. I'm going to tell you where I find my inspiration for writing my blog post and creating my artwork. So, tune in. I have enjoyed it, and I will see you the next time. Bye-bye.